This week on Engage the Sage.
Hi, my name is Don Saucier. Welcome to this week's episode of Engage the Sage. This week we're going to talk about managing your opportunities. I'm lucky in that in my job I have a lot of opportunities, and I imagine it's the same for you. I have opportunities to teach, I have opportunities to do research, I have the opportunities to get involved in service, and I have opportunities to get involved in even some administrative tasks. Now, one of the things you've already heard me say is opportunities. I didn't say responsibilities, and I didn't say requirements. Responsibilities and requirements are things that I have to do. And when we have to do things, that means we're extrinsically motivated to do them. We're doing it because we have to, not because we find them fulfilling or valuable. But for me, I don't look at teaching as a responsibility or a requirement. I don't look at my research as a responsibility or a requirement. The reason is I really find those fulfilling. I really find those valuable. I really enjoy myself when I do them. Therefore, they're intrinsically motivating for me. I do them because of the value they bring for me. I think one of the secrets to managing all of the opportunities that we have is to think about them as opportunities, to focus on the intrinsic motivation we have for doing them, to focus on the value and fulfillment they bring us as part of our jobs. The way that I see it, I don't have to teach. I choose to teach. I want to teach. I don't have to do my research. I choose to do my research. I find my research fulfilling. And I invite you to take the same perspective when you're managing your own opportunities. One of the wonderful opportunities that I have as part of my job is I get to mentor graduate students. And what I'm going to share with you today is some of the advice that I give to them and helping them manage the opportunities that are in front of them, not only as graduate students, but in their postgraduate occupations. The first thing I tell my graduate students is to be prepared to put in your time. If you're looking to manage a number of opportunities across a number of domains, it's going to take time to do them well. There really aren't any shortcuts. You're going to have to take time to be prepared to teach your classes. It's going to take time to read the literature and getting ready to do a research project. It's going to take time, and you could expect it to take that time. Consistent with this, one of the things that I tell new graduate students who are entering our doctoral program is that you should expect to be here a lot. You should treat this kind of as at least a 9-to-5 job. You're coming in the morning, you're leaving later on, and you're staying there and you're invested in the activities that you're doing while you're there. In my experience, it's really not possible to manage all of these opportunities if you're part-timing it. If you're only here a little bit at a time, if you're only coming in for your class, or you only come in for the meeting, you're going to miss a lot of opportunities to get that stuff done to your own satisfaction. The second thing that I tell my graduate students in helping them to manage their opportunities is to understand that it's better to be present in what you're doing. When you're present in what you're doing, it means you're investing all of your energy, all of your cognitive and emotional resources, all of your behavior into the task at hand. Sometimes we like to think that we can multitask. We can do more than one thing at a time. And that's simply not possible, especially if those tasks are both cognitively taxing. If they're going to take effort, if they're going to take energy, you've got to do one thing at a time to stay efficient and, again, to do them to your own satisfaction. So if you're teaching class, you're teaching class. That's all that you're doing. If you're working on a manuscript, all you're doing is working on that manuscript. You're not worrying about your class. So being present in that moment is going to make it a lot easier to manage those opportunities. You're going to be more efficient, which means you're going to be faster, and the quality is going to be higher. The third thing I tell my graduate students about how to manage their opportunities is to prioritize your opportunities based on the outcomes that you expect. I tell them that they should know why they're doing what they're doing and what they expect to come from those activities. So when you walk into a class, what do you want your class to learn that day? When you're working on a research project, what hypotheses are you testing? What story do you hope to tell from your data? These are the kinds of things you should know when you're investing in the task to make it more fulfilling and more important in that moment. I also think it's important to understand how that task is going to be valued. So how important is that outcome to you? And how important is that outcome to other things that you're pursuing in your career? For instance, it would be important to know how valuable a publication of that manuscript would be. Is that going to help you get a job on the job market? Is that going to help you be reappointed or hire into a tenure track position? Is that going to help you get a promotion to associate professor or to full professor? Knowing what those things mean are going to help you decide where to invest your time. And this last point segues nicely into the fourth thing I tell my graduate students, and that's to control your own time. You get to decide what you do, and you get to decide when you do it. In my experience, I am much more productive, I'm much more efficient, and I enjoy myself a lot more when I'm in control of my own schedule, when I'm deciding what it is that I want to devote my time to on each given day. And the last bit of advice that I give my graduate students is to make sure that they are engaging and enjoying themselves in the pursuit of these opportunities. Now, thankfully, I think that I have the best job in the world, and the things that I want to do are also the thing my employers want me to do. One thing that I think we should be leery of is what we volunteer to do. One of the biggest surprises when I moved from being a graduate student to becoming a faculty member was the number of service opportunities that were available to me as a faculty member. Service opportunities are the kinds of things that make the department run well, the college run well, the university run well, makes our disciplines and our societies run well. These are the kinds of committees, task force, work groups, advising groups that we contribute to. The coolest thing about service opportunities is they're generally pretty gratifying right away. You see the results of your task force or your work group or your committee or your advising happen almost immediately. The issue is people who are good at these service opportunities are going to have lots and lots and lots of them. And unfortunately, these might be the kinds of opportunities that are less valued for things like tenure and promotion. So one of the things that I recommend to graduate students is when they're pursuing service opportunities, only seek out and volunteer for those things that are most important to you. Volunteer only for the things that you really want to do. I am not saying be a difficult colleague. I'm not saying to not contribute to the smooth running of your department, your college, or your university. What I am saying is find the best ways that you can contribute. Find the ways that you can do the best with your abilities and your interests toward the service mission of your department, your college, or your university. I was once told by an administrator that I should never volunteer for anything, but I should always say yes when I was asked personally to be part of a service opportunity. Now, you got to be careful with this advice because people who are good at service opportunities are going to be asked to do them more. People who are compliant, people who are agreeable are going to be asked to do these things more. Further, we also know for issues of representation that women and people of color are going to be asked to do these things more than somebody maybe who looks like me. So my revised recommendation on that is not to say yes to anything you're asked to do, but to say yes to the things that are most valuable. Now, this means you might sometimes be tempted to say no to a service opportunity. What I recommend is before saying no, talk to your network, talk to your mentors, talk to someone you trust in your department to ask, is this one of those things I can decline? Because sometimes we have to contribute, we have to pull our weight to make our departments run smoothly. So understand, is this something that I can say no to or not? Sometimes we get to do some of these things that are less fulfilling for us because the department, the college, and the university is important to us. I love my job. I'm intrinsically motivated to do it. And I try to be intrinsically motivated to embrace all of the opportunities across teaching, research, service, and administration. I do those things because they're important to me. I see the classroom as an oasis that I can go into and nothing else can reach me there. I get to spend that time sharing content with my students. As they learn from me, I get to learn from them. I see my research as an opportunity to ask fascinating questions so I can add knowledge to the discipline in which I do my work. I see service and administration as opportunities to make the entire academic world in which I live work more smoothly and be more productive. I try to control my time such that I do the things that fulfill me. It makes this experience more intrinsically motivating and more engaging. And I'm not perfect, but I enjoy what I do. I say yes to too many opportunities, but in general, I am fulfilled and I find the stuff that I do valuable. I come to work and I engage in my opportunities because I want to. We're interested in hearing how you balance your opportunities. So in the comments below, let us know things that you do in balancing your opportunities and the things that make you fulfilled in the things that you choose to do. Thank you for joining us this week on Engage the Sage. Please like, subscribe, sign up for notifications, and share on social media. We'll see you next time.